Welcome to 5 and 5 with Miller and Mango, your go-to source for all things finance with a twist of culture infused into every episode. Join your hosts, seasoned financial professional Miller and marketing maverick Mango, as they discuss 5 of the latest market and cultural trends and help you instill common sense into the ever-changing landscape of finance, all within 5 minutes. It's time to dive into the numbers, unravel market mysteries, and discover the strategies that matter. Welcome to 5 and 5 with Miller and Mango.
Hello, welcome back to 5 and 5 with Miller and Mango. I'm your host, Mike Manganello, with my co-host, Miller Hoffman.
How are we doing today,
This
Mango?
is our
Happy August.
penultimate episode, 23.
Wow.
And I know you're not a TV guy, but majority of the penultimate episodes are better than the finale. No pressure.
No pressure at all. None taken.
Yeah. I want to do this quick. Let's actually try to stay as quickly as we can to 5 minutes.
All right.
Throw
it my way.
Most recently, the Feds had a big meeting. The Federal Reserve got together and had a big meeting, mostly on interest rate, inflation goals. We'll love to hear kind of your kind of key takeaways of the most recent Fed meeting.
Yeah, well, they met earlier this week as they have planned to do and continue to do. I mean, several times throughout the year. I think the important takeaways are this. As a result of that meeting, I think it's even more likely we'll see action in September, specifically the cutting of rates. But here's the neat part. A lot of times people see this in the news. What does it mean that rates are moving up and down? Think of interest rates as the cost of $1. So when you pay interest, I want you to think of it as renting that money. If you want to borrow money for a car, a house, a degree, you are renting that money temporarily, but you are paying in order to rent it. So when the Federal Reserve increases rates, decreases rates, they're effectively making it more expensive for you to rent.
Got it.
At the end of the day. So it floods into all different kinds of elements on the economy.
When should we expect these to actually come into fruition?
Officially in September, but
okay.
Data shows it takes a good amount of time when you actually feel the impacts. I mean, half a year up to a year to really see the impact of the changes. So
that's helpful.
You got it. What's next?
On the other side, the world's first major AI law enters into force. I'll read it really quickly. The AI Act, a landmark rule that aims to govern the way companies develop, use, and apply AI, was given final approval by EU member states, lawmakers, and European Commission. What does that mean for us in the U.S.?
I think it largely supports just the idea that regulation tends to follow innovation. And sometimes that can be good, and sometimes people can have opinions that is bad. But consider the big elements of innovation, not just in our lifetimes, but even before. Things like cryptocurrency gets a lot of attention these days. But think about how much is related to the internet. Even like the printing press. I mean, think about all the copyright rules and plagiarism and just trademarks. I mean, think of everything that has come out of a result of innovation. The car, let's say. I mean, a lot of innovation really is there to push the buck, right? Push the bill and get it out there. And naturally, lawmakers have to try to keep society together as a result afterwards. And I'll leave that up to your interpretation.
Yeah. I don't think it was coherent, not coherent, but a reason for it. But also this week, NVIDIA took a pretty big hit of the stock price, right?
True.
You don't think it's concurrent to this announcement?
There's a lot going on in the market. I think it would be probably foolish just to point to one thing in particular. I think it's always a smattering of a lot that's going on. So we've seen a good bit of volatility so far just this week, and NVIDIA is clearly one of the main ones at the top.
Well, I would say a lot of volatility has to do with our third topic, the election update, I'm calling it. And we're not going to go into depth of what happened over the last couple of weeks. There's been a lot. I want to understand, just from a non-political point of view, what does adding Harris to the mix mean for the upcoming DNC?
Well, from a dollar perspective, I think it's gotten donors back re-engaged. I mean, she just had a record-breaking month. I believe it was in June or July, more than doubling what I think Trump's camp has been reported. So it seems like a renewed interest in what the Democratic policies, or Democratic Party rather, is attempting to do. I don't think it means a ton for the DNC. I think they pretty much know which horse they're going to be riding. over the next handful of months. But if you're like me and way too tight, I can't imagine donating money to a political party. I never have. I can't envision myself ever doing that. When you look at the literally hundreds of millions of dollars these candidates are raising, it's wild to try to fathom that.
Will Taylor Swift be at the DNC and perform?
Probably. She's a big proponent.
I heard the
DNC.
Swifties are making a big push.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be there. We will see.
We will see. All right, more on the fun note. Over the last week, at least I know it's taken over my household. The Olympics is going on, and we'll go into more in depth about what that is. But I thought I'd throw out some good stats out there.
Go for it.
The Olympics averages around 10,500 athletes.
Wow,
which is incredible. Of 200 countries around the world. Which, if you watch the opening ceremony, you could tell how long it took to get through all those countries. The governing board is the IOC, the International Olympic Committee. The broadcast revenue, the highest was in the summer in Tokyo, $3.1 billion.
Wow.
In revenue from it. This in Beijing, it's $1.5 billion. The estimated cost to host Paris right now is about $8.7 billion just to host. I mean, think about all the stuff that has to happen.
Yeah, seriously.
But cities make it back. Here's one stat. Beijing's 2008 Summer Olympics generated $3.6 billion in revenue compared to over $40 million in costs. And Tokyo's delayed Summer Games generated $5.8 billion in revenue.
Wow.
So there's a benefit, obviously, to hosting the Olympics, and the U.S. is up next in the U.S. in L.A. in 4 years, and I think Winter Olympics in about 8 or 10 years is in Salt Lake City. So I thought that was interesting. There's a couple of new sports this year, 3-on-3 basketball, which we're not doing too well this year, breakdancing, which I find fun and fascinating. Climbing was introduced over the last couple of years, golf over the last couple of years. Handball, it's just a sport I enjoy watching.
Handball.
I know. Windsurfing. Another sport I enjoy watching is table tennis. And some of them that are upcoming, actually, skateboarding was added this year and surfing as well.
Hey,
so,
if you're an athlete, you're an athlete.
I know.
You know, table tennis.
Have you watched any?
I watched a tiny portion of it. Looked like there was some kind of karate or
Taekwondo or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
It was pretty fascinating to watch. But no, I haven't watched a ton of it, though.
We watched trampoline this morning, which was amazing.
Trampoline?
Yeah, all the Simone Biles stuff. I'm more fascinated in Michael Phelps and how great of a broadcasting job he's doing, coming back and supporting everybody.
Okay.
And then, I don't know if you know this. Do you know who's like the main U.S. representative of Team USA? There's actually 2 people. There's 3 people.
I saw, I think her last name's Ledecky.
No,
really
she's crushing. I meant like who represents USA?
Who's that?
Snoop Dogg. I'm not even kidding you. He's everywhere. So Snoop Dogg, Flavor Flav, and Spike Lee.
He's our ambassador
everywhere. And I believe Flavor Flav has paid for some of the U.S. teams' travel and stuff like that. So they're really supporting giving it back. So
interesting.
I know.
Go USA.
All right, last topic. Explain it to me like a 4th grader. To all my friends that write off stuff, here's to you. What does writing it off mean to a business owner? Because I know many people that just say you can just write it off, meaning like it goes to zero, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't cost anything, right, Miller?
If you've been around someone who's self-employed or running a small business within a short amount of time, you've heard the phrase, it's a write-off or just write that off. But here's my challenge. Our tax code is very complex and very nuanced, but at a very high level, writing off is just another phrase or another word for a deduction. There are 2 main ways to control what your tax bill actually is. One is a deduction, which shrinks your total taxable income. It shrinks what's on the table for Uncle Sam to consider when it comes tax time. The second one is a tax credit. Tax credit is going to reduce dollar for dollar what your tax bill is. So it's not shrinking the table, it's just taking a piece of the table away. A write-off is just a deduction. So we have to be very careful. It doesn't mean that they are bad, very useful, but dangerous if we have the mindset that I can just write it off, it's free. Don't trade a $1 in cost for a 30-cent deduction. The penny wise, pound foolish comes to my mind. A lot of people, to try to make this application based for most, I hear a lot of times folks saying, well, I need to show some kind of debt on my tax return. I don't want to pay my mortgage off. I need the interest deduction. Folks, you're trading a dollar that is going to a mortgage company for a 30-cent deduction.
Yeah.
You're paying interest that will never be yours. It does not help the value of your asset for basically a coupon or a rebate, let's say, for a little bit of tax love. Now, of course, that's a small part of someone's large financial picture, but careful with oversimplifications when it comes to taxes. Those two words rarely belong in the same sentence with each other.
Okay. You did a great job explaining to it. Hopefully all my friends that are listening who write things off, make sure you understand this. If not, talk to an expert like Miller or your CPA. They can help you with that as well.
There you go. Yep.
There's your MSA for the day.
Keep your noses clean, folks.
Yes. All right. Well, that's all we have for you today. We are entering August. We got one more episode out there, which is going to be the best of year in review. We're going to take some time off after that and reevaluate what season 2 looks like. Until then, have a great August.
TradeWinds LLC is an investment advisory firm that is registered with the Securities Exchange Commission. Registration does not imply a certain level of skill or training. TradeWinds will not accept trade offers online, and any such request, orders, or instructions that you send will not be accepted and will not be processed. This presentation has been provided for informational purposes only and is not intended as legal, tax, or investment advice or a recommendation of any particular security or strategy. The investment strategy and themes discussed herein may be unsuitable for investors depending on their specific investment objectives and financial situation. Information obtained from third-party sources is believed to be reliable, though its accuracy is not guaranteed. Opinions expressed in this commentary reflect subjective judgments of the author based on conditions at the time of the publication and are subject to change without notice. Past performance is not indicative of future results.